Okay, so here's something interesting. Did you know that the average person uses about 16,000 words a day? That's a lot of opportunities to practice speaking, especially if you're learning a new language.
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. It's like every single day is a chance to improve, even if it's just a little bit at a time.
Exactly. And today we're going to focus on how to make those words count, especially for people learning English. We'll break down simple, practical conversations that anyone can use in their daily life. These are the kinds of phrases that can help you feel more confident and connected.
That's such a great idea. I think a lot of people underestimate how powerful these small, everyday interactions can be. So, where do we start?
Let's start with the morning. It's the beginning of the day, and often the first thing you do is greet someone. If you're at home or even at work, the classic good morning is always a safe bet.
Right, and it's such a versatile phrase. It works in formal settings, like with your boss or teacher, but it's also friendly enough for casual situations. And then there's the more relaxed version, morning, which is great for family or close friends.
Exactly. It's interesting how just dropping the good makes it feel more casual, but if you're in a professional setting, sticking with good morning is definitely the way to go. After that, conversations often turn to breakfast. It's such a universal topic.
Oh, absolutely. Something like, "Did you have breakfast?" is a great way to start a conversation. Or you could ask, "What are you having for breakfast?" if you're curious about what someone's eating.
And let's not forget coffee. That's a big one for a lot of people. You might hear, "Did you make coffee?" Or, "I'm going to buy a coffee." I feel like coffee is almost a language of its own.
It really is. And speaking of coffee, ordering at a coffee shop is such a great opportunity to practice English. A simple and polite way to order is, "Hello, could I have a cappuccino, please?"
Yes, and I love how versatile could I have is. You can use it for so many things: tea, sandwiches, you name it. And then there's the follow-up question from the barista. Is that for here or to go?
That's such a good one to know because it comes up all the time. And the response is easy. "For here, please," or "To go, please." It's these little interactions that can really build confidence.
Totally. And then there's the payment part. The cashier might ask, cash or card. That's another phrase you'll hear everywhere.
And if your card doesn't work, you can say, "Can I try again?" or "Do you take cash?" It's all about having those backup phrases ready for any situation.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to transportation. Say you're at a bus stop and you need to ask someone about the schedule. What would you say?
"Excuse me, when does the next bus arrive?" It's polite and straight to the point.
And if you're not sure if you're on the right bus, you could ask, does this bus go to the city center? That's especially useful when you're in a new city or unfamiliar area.
Definitely. And if you're running late, you might say, "I'm sorry, I'm running late," and maybe add, "I'll be there in 10 minutes." It's a good way to keep people informed.
Absolutely. And then, once you've arrived at work or school, the next step is greeting your friends or coworkers. The classic, "Hi, how are you?" never goes out of style.
It really doesn't. And for a more casual vibe, you can say, "Hey, how's it going?" It's friendly, relaxed, and very natural.
And the response doesn't have to be complicated either. Something like, "I'm good, thanks. How about you?" works perfectly.
Exactly. But what if you're not feeling great? You could say, "I'm a little tired today," or "I'm okay, just a bit busy." It's honest, but still polite.
That's a good point. And speaking of work, sometimes you need to ask for help. A polite way to do that is, "Could you help me with this, please?" Or, "Can you help me when you have a minute?"
I really like that second one. Adding "when you have a minute" shows that you respect the other person's time. And if they're busy, they might say, "I'm busy right now, but I can help you later." It's all about clear and polite communication.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to lunch. How do you ask someone about their lunch plans?
"Where should we go for lunch?" Or "What do you want to eat?" Both are super common and easy to use.
And if you have a suggestion, you can say, "How about pizza?" That phrase, "how about," is so versatile. You can use it for anything. How about coffee? How about a movie? How about a walk?
And if you agree with the suggestion, you can say, "Sounds good." It's short, natural, and very useful. But if you're not in the mood for pizza, you could say, maybe something else? It's a polite way to disagree without sounding harsh.
Definitely better than saying, no, I hate pizza. Politeness really does go a long way in keeping conversations smooth.
Absolutely. After lunch, people usually go back to work or class. But let's fast forward to the end of the day. When you're leaving work, what do you say?
Have a good evening is a nice professional way to say goodbye. Or, see you tomorrow. And with close friends, you could say, catch you later.
Exactly. And then once you're home, the conversation often shifts to dinner. You might ask, what should we have for dinner? Or, do you want to cook or order food?
And if you're too tired to cook, you can say, let's order something. Or if you have a specific craving, should we order pizza?
Definitely. And after dinner, it's time to relax. A good conversation starter is, what do you usually do in the evening? It's a great way to learn about someone's routine.
And the answer could be something like, I usually watch a series, or I like reading before bed. It's simple and keeps the conversation going.
Now let's talk about weekend plans. The classic question is, do you have any plans for the weekend?
And if you don't have plans, you can say, not much, just relaxing, or I'm just staying at home. But if you do have plans, you could say, I'm going to meet my friends on Saturday, or I'm going to visit my family.
And to keep the conversation going, you can ask, how about you? It's such a simple way to show interest in the other person.
Absolutely. And then there's weather talk. It's the ultimate small talk topic. You could say, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? Or, it's really hot today.
Or if it's raining, it's pouring outside. Weather talk is great for breaking the ice, which means starting a friendly conversation.
Exactly. And speaking of starting conversations, meeting new people is another big one. A simple exchange like, hi, my name is Anna, followed by, nice to meet you, sets the tone.
And then you can ask, where are you from? Or what do you do? It's straightforward and helps you get to know the person.
And finally, asking for directions is a must-know. If you're lost, you could say, excuse me, where is the train station? Or, how can I get to the train station?
And if you don't understand the directions, you can say, sorry, can you repeat that? Or, could you speak more slowly, please? That last one is so helpful for English learners.
Absolutely. These simple phrases can make a huge difference in everyday life.
And the best part is, you don't need perfect English to use them. Just practice a little every day and you'll get there.
Exactly. Small steps lead to big progress. So, keep practicing and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn.
Well said. And on that note, let's wrap up. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everyone.